Good morning, Marketing 450 students. This is Team 2, and let's get started. We took the web-based survey administered to undergraduate and logistics students at CMU in order to interpret the results and find out what they are looking for in a full-time and internship position. On the agenda today, we're first going to start off with the research objectives. Then we're going to talk about the research methodology. Then we'll dive into the results. Specifically, does the sample look like the population, choice conjoint, choice maximum difference, and retention customer experience. And then we're going to sum it all up. Sample objectives. Student sample, who are they? Does the sample look like the population? Choice objectives. What attributes are most and least important in making choices? What choices would students make in creating their ultimate dream job? Maximum different objectives. In two different choice situations, what is most and least important to students? Customer experience performance objectives. From a retention perspective and based on the NPS scores, what is the level of attribute importance for the interns? Customer experience importance objectives. From a retention perspective, what is most important to undergraduate students?
Our sampling frame was CMU Marketing and Logistics undergraduate students. The sample size was 123 responses. For our survey development, we developed with students. We also pre-tested with students, and we revised. For our data collection, we used a web-based survey and administered to undergraduate marketing and logistics students at Central Michigan University. We did this in the fall of 2016, and our points were awarded for quality completes. Our research limitations were the small sample size, survey fatigue, and limitations, yet confidence in results. For our sample research results, we had 21% that said no, they had not had an internship, and we had 79% that said yes, they did. For which department you would likely work in, 64% said marketing, and 36% said something else. Logistics. So the sample is Central Michigan CBA students, where the majority of them have had an internship experience, and the majority of these students are marketing majors.
All right, it's time for the main event, the meat and potatoes of this project, our survey results. All right, let's get into it. So first, we're going to start off with our choice results, and this is where attributes share 100 points, and the more points an attribute gets, the more important it is. Less points it gets, the less important it is. Preference levels, we look at 3 different categories. If it scores around a 0, it's just an average preference for us students. If it's negative, it's below average, and if it's a positive, it's an above average preference for us. So let's see our results. Alright, so some key takeaways to see between attribute importance between the marketing and logistics positions is the firm is very important to marketing majors, where it's not really important to logistics majors, but it is still up there in relevance for logistics majors. Salary is definitely a key takeaway for both these majors, and as well as culture and distance from home. That scored pretty high as well, whereas environment and location are definitely flexible in our choices. So like I said, we are definitely looking for a credible and reliable firm. We definitely want that big salary. We're coming out of college, we want that first big paycheck, and company culture and the atmosphere is definitely a key takeaway that we're looking to get in a full-time and internship position. So now we're going to go and take a look at our marketing job choice preferences, where consulting is actually a big preference level for us marketing majors. Another key takeaway from this is sales. It's definitely the least important and least preferred, which is surprising because we do have a credible sales concentration major here, which I'm actually involved in, but I am surprised that scored so low. And with logistics job choices, importance from this is they want to be with a 3PL carrier as well as in an office, where they're not really looking to be a road warrior or in retail or wholesale. Now when it comes to living preferences, they pretty much match up. most of the marketing and logistics students want to live in an urban area, whereas marketing majors would actually also prefer to be in a big city, where logistics not so much. And both of them definitely do not want to be out in the boondocks, out in a rural community. So as for travel preference, they scored pretty alike here as well. They're both not really looking to be too far from work. An hour drive would be most suitable for them, whereas they're not really looking to go on a 4-hour trip to work, or definitely not through air. And pay preference, this is pretty self-explanatory, like our last result. We're looking to get paid. We're coming out of college, looking for that first big paycheck, and we would prefer to be around the $60,000 pay range, whereas anything under $40,000 is not really suitable for us. Alright, so now we're going to go into our max diff results, and like the choice results, attribute importance, they share 100 points, more points, more important, and vice versa. Alright, so we're just going to, here's the importance for intern positions, here's the importance for full-time positions. Now we are going to combine the two. So, key takeaways from this, like the past, atmosphere, advancement, culture, meaningful work. Those are the top 4 things we're looking for in a intern or full-time position, both marketing and logistics students. Whereas we're not too worried about the onboarding process, the workload, the social aspect, or the size or dress code. So that's the what. So what? Us students, we have to be aware in a full-time position or an internship position if they provide what we're looking for in a company. And even though it may be suitable, like right off the bat, to get that job, we definitely have to plan it out. And if you're not going to be happy at work, you're not going to be happy with what you do. So definitely go out and look for what you want. And business side as well, you guys should be providing these attributes that students want, because millennials are definitely looking to come take over. And you guys should have at least some of these attributes to keep us happy, but also you happy as well. So yeah, like I said, we are looking for a good company atmosphere, somewhere that we can be comfortable at. Room for advancement is key. We definitely want to see an uprise in our careers as we go along, and as well as meaningful work. We're not looking to get hired to just sit on the sideline. We're looking to get in there and do good for our company and do good for ourselves as well. Alright, so now we're going to look at our CX performance scores. And this is when we're going to look at our NPS for the CMU internship score, and then we're going to compare those NPS internship scores with other universities, as well as also looking at attribute importance once more. Alright, so what is a Net Promoter Score? The Net Promoter Score is where you take the percent of promoters in a survey minus the percent of the detractors, and we'll get more into that in the next slide. And ranges of NPS scores range from negative 100 score to a 100 score. Alright, so like I said, Net Promoter Score is the percent of promoters minus percent of detractors. So what are promoters and detractors? The promoters are the people that score on a survey question or rank a survey question in the 9s or 10s. So it's like they're very likely or very satisfied with something. And then the detractors are people who score in a 6 to 0 range on a question. So they're very dissatisfied or very unlikely to do something. Alright, so our CMU internship SPS is a 15.7. Doesn't seem too bad. We had 30 promoters and 20 detractors with only 14 passives. So now we went along and compared our NPS score to other schools around the country. We decided to choose the Harvard School of Business and the Wharton School of Business. So it's some of the top tier business schools in the country. Obviously, as you can see, we are a little off compared to these schools, but hey, I mean, we are definitely we have a positive NPS. We can still improve our score. Most important, I mean, we can definitely get different positions in businesses or whatnot, but I mean, definitely room for improvement, but as of now, it seems pretty good where we stand. So then we went along and we, with attribute importance, we compared ourselves with universities in Michigan. So we took Michigan, Michigan State, Grand Valley, and Western. We tallied all their attribute importance scores up, and then we compared it with ours. So here are the CMU internship attribute importance, and yeah, I'll just show that to you real quick like I did the other one, and then we compared them. And this is also a little much to take in, so we'll just go straight to the pictures. And the key takeaways and how to understand that graph is we actually do performance ratios. And what a performance ratio is we take the CMU internship experience versus the Michigan University internship experience, and we divide our scores by their scores. And if our scores are above a 1.03, it has a significant advantage. If a score is 0.97 to 1.03, it's the zone of indifference. There's not really a difference between the two schools. And then below 0.97, we have a significant disadvantage. So let us look at that. So yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of green up there, which is good. We are better with the compensation. We have more interesting work, amount of work, meaningful work, and aligned with major, as well as culture fit. We are actually doing really well in those categories. We did only score negatively in stress, and then also we had zone of indifference in atmosphere and social. But overall, key takeaway, we are doing competitively well against other schools in their internship experiences. So now we're going to go along with the CX importance results, and this is where we do a correlation value with the NPS. It ranges from -1 to 0 to 1. I'm sorry. And higher the score, higher the importance. Lower the score, lower the importance. So let's go ahead and look at that. All right. So what is important to CMU students in a full-time position? The reputation of the firm. Another key driver. We want meaningful work, culture fit, as well as interesting work. Those are the 4 key takeaways from that. Yeah, and we actually made this graph to understand it a little better. The key drivers were the reputation, the meaningful work, the culture, and the secondary drivers were interesting work and atmosphere. So, all right. So the last thing we're going to look at is our CX improvement results. And these are state improvement opportunities from students who have had an internship experience and they thought their intern experience needed improvement. And then we're also going to look at what needed improvement from their experience. So we went ahead and asked what needed to, if there was anything that needed to be improved in their time with the internship. 60% of them actually said yes, they did need to fix some things in through their experience, and then 40% of them said no. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the 60% had to say. So the key attribute that needed improvement from most internships were meaningful work, and 18.4% of the 60% said that they needed more meaningful work. They thought they kind of just had everyday chores that weren't really relevant to what was going on at their business or at their company, so they definitely want some more meaningful work involved through their time in their internship, as well as compensation. Compensation was important, and obviously for some, not a lot got their compensation that they thought they deserved. And then, but yeah, there are also some things where activities after work, you see at the 2.6% weren't really much needed for improvement, as well as the 5.3% with the work environment, the onboarding, the reputation of the firm, advancement, and variety of work. Those are okay, but still could use some improvements. All right, so there you have it, folks. We definitely covered a lot of information from what we got out of the survey, but we do believe that it's helpful and it is meaningful research. So yes, thank you for taking the time to listen to what we had to offer. Just a few brief takeaways from what we basically went over today is the most important thing probably is the attribute importance and the preference level of those attributes for marketing and logistics students here and what they want out of a full-time and internship position. A few of those that were important to us students were reputation of the firm. We want to work for a strong firm and a credible firm. We want to have a fun, relaxing atmosphere and company culture, as well as we want to have a good salary. We believe we put in hard work here at CMU. as well as in internship experiences, and we believe that has paid off, and it should pay off through the looks of our paychecks. So, yeah, I mean, this survey was very helpful in realizing what we want and what we should be looking for in a position, and I think that'll help. I believe that this survey helped us a lot in kind of realizing what we want. Now we got to go out and get what we want. So yeah, just once more, thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions for us, please feel free to ask them right now.